The Bears, 24-20 win over the Giants.
Of course Chicago has it figured out.
I'm not going to lie to you, Ziggy. As the second half of these games was going on, and I see it's, 17-7, right? The Giants had the lead. I actually went full screen on the Viking game. Because sometimes I feel like when you have the quad box up, it can, you're just not seeing everything the way you want to. So we threw it up. Next thing I know, I blink my eyes, and the Bears go on this 80-yard drive for a field goal to make it a one-score game going to the fourth. Giants extend it back to 2010. I turn back to I go back to the one screen with the Vikings, and all of a sudden now, late in the game, Bears down 20-10. They go on 2 straight touchdown drives, 9 plays, 91 yards in 2 minutes, force a 3-and-out, ball back, 4 plays, 53 yards. Caleb runs in the end zone. It's 24-20. Bears win again, and after seasons and seasons where they lose these games, we're starting to sound like a broken record here. This is a different Bears team. They're winning the games they usually lose, and Caleb was not good today. And Caleb was 20 for 36 or 220 yards and a touchdown.
He was when it counted, though.
But he was when it counted, and it just felt like the whole game you're watching. Every time I looked over at the Bears game, I see Caleb with his head in his hands. He's just looks exasperated, and finally, when they needed it, he was making plays where he's running to his left, throwing. He's he's so athletic, and he makes these throws.
He was great on the ground.
Yeah. 8 for 63 and a touchdown. I mean, the angles that he can throw from, the talent's all there. We always say it's just a matter of putting it together. And you know what? While you're putting it together, if you find ways to win, it makes you dangerous when you figure things out. So the Bears are 6-3, man.
No, and you can sit back and say their last 2 games, they needed ridiculous things to go their way against the Cincinnati Bengals and the New York Football Giants. Though admittedly, the Bengals also needed crazy things to go their way to be in that game.
Yeah, they were in control of that.
One of the funniest win probabilities I've ever seen. And is in the course of 3 plays from that Bears game, it went 98% Bears to 97% Bengals back to 65% Bears.
Yeah, no, they've been finding ways to win this entire season. I mean, how many games can we count now where it's that could have easily been a loss and they came away with a win? The Raiders game, Commanders game, Bengals and Giants now, right?
Yeah, and of course, it's not a surprise to anybody that Jackson Dart got a concussion in that game. I certainly hope he's not hurt, but something has got to change of how he plays.
Yeah.
But last year, since the 2018 run, every year has been the Bears getting themselves in situations and then just losing. Everything goes wrong. The coaching's not there. You saw it last year in several separate ways, whether it was the Hail Mary or ridiculous, we're just going to sit back and let the clock run out against Detroit while we're trying to win the game. And we said last year when they got it done against Green Bay, this is a turning point. The Chicago Bears are going to start finding ways to win. They brought in Ben Johnson. They're adjusting to the new offense. The defense continues to play. They had some big plays from players who were letdowns last week. Tremaine Edmonds had a great play to stop the game. And it feels like things are different in Chicago.
Yeah, it does. And it feels like every time, of course, the Giants found a way to lose too, right? They've sort of been the anti-Bears when you think about the Broncos game and you think about the Cowboys game earlier in the year. Even the Chiefs, right? When Mahomes had that ridiculous swiping away of the fumble he had, they've just been finding ways to lose football games while the Bears are finding ways to win. So sort of the perfect storm here of how this game played out. And I actually feel really bad for Russell Wilson because it seems like Dable loves Jackson Dart for good reason because he's saving his job. And Russ comes in and what was the game? I think it was the Philly game. That's when Dart got hurt, right? Yeah. And had to go to the tent. And you see Dable just looking at Russell Wilson oh God, here we go again with this guy. And
Russell Wilson is a borderline Hall of Fame quarterback with a storied career who wasn't bad last year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it looks like one of the movies you watch where the father just loves one son way more than the other one.
Let's not forget in that Cowboys game, Russell Wilson completed 75% of his passes for almost 500 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, that was
He has played good football for the Giants this year. Obviously,
well,
he's been good.
Yeah, he's had one game.
He's been good across the board. I'm just saying, you'd think he came in and murdered kids with cancer.
Oh, all right. What is going on?
The way that Dable looks.
Okay, let's take it back a second.
No, that is absolutely how Brian Dable treats Russell Wilson. It's just like, you're a piece of garbage. Get off my team. I want Jackson Dart. I'm willing to go into the concussion tent and drag him out.
Yeah, I mean, that was insane. But I just felt bad. They're up 20-10 with the football in the fourth quarter, and they just have 2 straight 3-and-outs. Russ is getting sacked. The offense is having penalties, and the Bears respond, of course, with 2 big touchdown drives. It's like, man, they cannot figure out ways to close games. And maybe next year, with Dart healthy and with Scadaboo back and hopefully Neighbors back, I think the Giants have a pretty bright future, like much brighter than the Jets right now. They're just having one of those years where, all the games that can go their way don't. And usually that evens out a little bit. Clearly for the Bears, it is evened out a bit this season. But at some point...
Yeah, and what's funny is in this game, the problems, believe it or not, I know you said Caleb didn't play great. I'm not sure I agree. It felt like he was playing close to lights out, and the things around him weren't working great. And still they found a way to win.
And
the receivers have got to learn how to catch the ball.
While we're recording this right now, the Lions are up 7-3. They're going to beat the Commanders today and go to 6-3 on the year. But if the Packers lose, if Green Bay loses to the Eagles, they're in third place.
The Bears are tied.
Yeah, they'll be tied with the Lions. Chicago will be, but Detroit will have the tiebreaker from earlier in the year, and Green Bay will be third in the NFC North. I mean, the division, and that's why it's really upsetting with the Vikings, because I feel like with all the division games coming up, we're good enough that we can have any given week an awesome performance and win these games we did last week against the Lions, against Green Bay, against Chicago. So it just sucks to lose one where it didn't feel like Baltimore was really dominant. We just shot ourselves in the foot the whole time. But Chicago, you got to be really pumped up. It's all right in front of you. And next week they get the Vikings, a chance to really kind of bury the Vikings. And when you get to 7-3, I mean, that's a legit record. Like they're here. Like the Bears are here. Maybe you don't believe in them.
Their end of schedule after that Vikings game is rough. You host the Steelers, you go to Philly, you go to Green Bay, you get a break against the Browns, and then it's Green Bay, San Francisco, Detroit.
But they have a shot, and that's what you're excited about if you're a Bears fan. It's like in the years past, you're like 3-5 right now, and then you get the brutal slate.
This is the best record the Bears have had since 2018 through this point in the season.
And at 6-3, you're hoping if we pull everything together here, get a couple wins we might not be expecting to, all of a sudden, those games against the Packers, you host the Lions, like the division starts to come into frame a little bit. And again, I'm not saying the Bears are going to win it. I don't think they will. But the opportunity has opened up for Chicago to get the job done. So we'll have to we'll just have to see over the next few weeks.
Isn't that just typical?
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Of course, this is Chicago starts putting it together. We can't even delight in another team in our division being worse than us. At this point, I'll just say it. I'll pronounce it. The Minnesota Vikings are the worst team in the NFC North.
Yeah, we are. I still think we can beat anyone.
I feel the urge to deny it, but we are.
I still feel, though, that if we play Detroit 10 times, I don't know, maybe we're only winning like 3 of those, but I don't think Chicago's that much better than us. There are some teams like the Jets are not close, right, to the Bills or the Browns. I don't think are honestly that close to Baltimore.
It's the Vikings are going to be 2.5-point favorites next week at home versus the Bears.
Yeah,
it's close.
like the Vikings are competitive in their division. It's just it's a tough year. I mean, last year we had an easy schedule. We took advantage of it. This year, tough schedule, and we're just an average team.
After this week, you can't group the Dolphins in with teams that aren't competitive in their division.
Yeah, congratulations, Zach. You guys are back.
Oh no.
Yeah, Tua is back. I mean, bring him back for another year. Why don't we rerun this whole thing? Get McDaniel and the gang together again?
Yeah, no.
H-Chan looked awesome. I mean, he did.
Well, he's our quarterback. That's why.
Yeah, Zach's over here. We had the Dolphin game up, and Zach's just Zach's in like this weird, sort of hell of, oh my gosh, of course, every time I want us to just get blown out so we could finally blow this thing up. H-Chan goes for 174 and 2 touchdowns, and we beat Buffalo in the year that it doesn't matter.
I do have one question for you, Paul.
Yeah, please. Ziggy.
Could it possibly be a coincidence that once end of game situations start turning well for the Bears is immediately after of Pope, who's the fan of the Bears, is elected? Could God finally be smiling on the Chicago Bears after all these years of misery?
I tend to think that God worries about other things in sports. Like that's always kind of been my belief is like, I probably shouldn't pray for a sporting outcome. And I really don't do that. I don't go to church on Sundays and pray for the Vikings to win. I don't pray for Notre Dame to win on Saturdays.
But what if you did? Maybe we wouldn't be in this.
Oh no, I mean maybe I should. Maybe I should start thinking about it. But I will give it to you. There is something a little fishy about the turnaround. Like these are, dare I say, miracle wins from the Bears. So I don't know what's going on,
because the way they're winning is miraculous.
If the Bears win the Super Bowl, I am going to we'll have to do some deep reflection on a show. Like we'll have to dive into it. I mean, you say you have connections.
If the Bears win a Super Bowl, I might quit the show and go become an Augustinian.
Yeah, like that would be shocking. And you'd have to get your connections. We'd have to see if Pope Leo would come on the show and we could see what's really going on. Can you imagine Pope Leo comes on? He's just like, yeah, I've been, really begging for a Bears Super Bowl here. First thing I did, doors shut. I'm in private. I'm Pope. All right, let's do this. Let's go.
Think if he prayed the Bears to a Super Bowl, think how many people would convert.
You could probably, Pope Leo, he's being responsible. He's doing his job. He's doing his job.
But I'm just saying, no, but it's this year feels harder than most years to watch the Vikings, doesn't it?
Ziggy, no, this is who we are.
No,
you were lucky that you were brought into seasons where, what was your first year, would you say, as a big fan of the Vikings?
2022.
Yeah, that was the
when we won the North.
Cousins, yeah. Kirk was great. We were 13-4, right?
Yeah, we were 8-1.
That was our miracle year. We had miracle finish after miracle finish. Yeah, I mean, nothing's really like that. I'll tell you right now, those are few and far between. That year, I mean, one of my favorite years, the Buffalo game, the Giant walk-off. It felt like we were walking people off every single week.
We had Lewis Seen and Andrew Booth coming in ready to contribute.
Yes, the year before that was the first season ever where we had every game end horrible for us. I remember watching us lose to the Lions in Acme in South Bend, Indiana. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I can't do this year. And that's sort of, I'm not there on this season. This season, let's be really clear. This season is all about J.J. McCarthy getting to a place where next year we're confident he's the guy. That's what, I'm not wavering from that. If we, pull off 3 or 4 wins in a row, I'll get excited about a playoff run. The sole goal is some of the McCarthy stuff. And today, I don't think we took a real step forward there today. I think today was kind of neutral. And it was unfortunate because it was a really big spot for them to come out and carry the momentum that they had against Detroit. So